Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Contracts Unfolded. In this video, I want to show you a very cool legal tool that I have entirely developed with the help of Claude with zero prior coding experience. So let's jump into this tool. So this is the tool that I was talking about. I have named it Contracts Unfolded for obvious reasons. And if you are a contract lawyer or if you are an in-house lawyer and you are not using a contract lifecycle management, you are an individual contributor for your organization, or if you're a team of just 2 to 3 people, then this tool will become very handy for you. And let me show you some of the cool features. So first of all, you need to enter your name and your email ID, uh, and basically you have to click on open my workspace. And when you click on open my workspace, so this is the kind of dashboard that you will see. So the tool is primarily focused on tracking the contracts, and not only the contracts, the entire life cycle of contract. So let's click on add a contract from the menu that is there on the left hand side, and here you will see an option to enter the name of the counterparty. So let's say XYZ is the name, and then you can choose if the counterparty is a client or a vendor. So let's say it's a client. Then you can select the type of the contract. So currently these are the only type of contracts that is listed in phase 1. In upcoming phases I'm planning to integrate more type of contracts into it. So let's say it's an NDA. And then you have the option to choose whether the NDA or whether the contract was shared by the counterparty. So was it an incoming NDA or is it something that you are sharing with the counterparty? So outgoing NDA. So let's say it's an incoming NDA because the other party shared their template with us. Then you can choose the stage of the contract. If it is in drafting stage, since the other party has shared it, so drafting is out of question here. So reviewing stage, negotiation stage, whether you have sent it for signatures or it is fully executed and active. So let's say it is in the reviewing stage. Then you can basically add a follow-up timeline for yourself. So what it essentially means, so let's say you are going to take 2 days to review this NDA. So you can basically write uh, 25, 26, 27, right? And what need to happen? So you will complete the review and you will basically share the review with your legal manager or maybe with the counterparty. So you can basically write that thing, send it to counterparty, right? And then you can add this. So now this will appear here in the list. So it will say XYZ and there is something in 2 days upcoming. It is currently in the reviewing stage. It's an incoming contract. So let's just add a couple of more things as well here. So let's say PQR, it was a vendor, MSA, outgoing stage, negotiation stage, right? Again, let's take a follow up for Wednesday, need to close, uh, open discussions, and then you can add a contract. And let's just create one more entry. So the entry is BCD, and again it's a client, and this time it's an MSA. We shared our MSA, and we have basically sent it for signatures. Okay, let's say it has been fully executed or it's an active NDA. And now this is the interesting part. So whenever you will click on the fully executed or the active part, then it will also show you another dialog box where you can basically enter the execution date and the expiry date. So this happens in both the cases, fully executed and active stage. But you won't see this dialog before these stages because at those stages it doesn't matter. So let's say we signed it today, and this was basically right, and this was basically active for a period of 1.5 month, and this will basically expire on let's say 10th of August, and then you click on add contract, right? So we have basically entered three entries, so all of your entries will be visible here. You will get an idea of all those contracts. So total three contracts are there, one is currently active, and if there is anything which is expiring in 45 days, so you will be able to see that here. And if there is any follow-up which has gone overdue, so you will be able to see that here, right? So this is where you can see the list of all the contracts. You can especially filter it with the different types, so whether it's an NDA, MSA, and different things. You can also filter them with the stages, and you can also filter them if it is with a client or a vendor. So that's also an option here, right? Then you have this option of viewing the contracts which are expiring soon. So currently three options are there. By clicking on 30 days, you'll be able to see the contracts which are expiring 30 days, here 45 days, and here 60 days. And because one of the contracts that we signed with BCD is going to expire on 10th of August, which basically falls within 60 days. So this is how it will show you the list, so you can prepare for renewals or maybe a formal termination process that is there in your organization. And this is where you basically will be reminded of the follow-ups that have gone overdue. So let's again come back to this main dashboard. So here, let's say with the XYZ, we were in the reviewing stage currently, and now the reviewing stage is over and the document has been sent for signature. So I want to make that change. So instead of making a completely new entry by clicking on add contract, I can basically click on this, and then I can click on edit contract. So when I will click on edit contract, now I can basically say send for signatures, and right, send it to counterparty, and no requirement of these things. And you can basically click on save changes, right? So you will see now it will say send for signatures. And another interesting thing that is there in this tool is, so if you click on this button, you will be also able to see the entire history or the audit logs. So at 11:14 a.m. Deepak basically added the contract, but at 11:18 a.m. Deepak changed the status or the stage from the reviewing to send for signatures, right? And follow-up remains the same. If I want, I can basically create another date, let's say 29 or 30th of June, where basically I can ask the counterparty, hey, we sent you the file for signatures, can you please share the signed version with us? So these kind of follow-ups can be also edited here. And you can also basically add a new follow-up directly from here. So let's say on 30th, I want to ask counterparty when they will share the countersigned copy. Ask other party when they will share when they will share the signed copy, and you can click on add, and here you can see it will again reflect in the audit log. So once we will be implementing phase 2 for this, then a team of 3 or 4 people can work on this tool together. And if the other person made some change, then you will be able to track that in the change history, and it will be visible in the tool itself. So it will be like working on a shared tool all together, right? So this is an interesting thing, right? And let's do something. Let's create another entry to show you how overdue follow-ups feature works. So let's say GHI is a vendor, and currently MSA, outgoing MSA, and we are in the negotiation, we are in the reviewing stage, and I basically so this was a contract which was sent to me a week ago, and I basically took 24th June as the date when I'll be able to finish this up, but that didn't happen. So need to finish reviewing, right? So let's just click on add contract. And now, because I was not able to complete the review in that time because of some other priorities, so it will come up in the overdue follow-up thing, and it will say that the follow-up was due on this particular date. So you can again click here, and basically you can add another date to it. So yes, this is about it. Then we have this option called export data, where you can basically download the entire context list into a CSV file. And the best part that I like about this tool so far is the fact that this is an HTML file. So it always remains in your browser, in your system. And all of the details which you are basically sharing here or entering here will not be shared with any kind of third party, right? So this is the best thing about it. And as I said, it is entirely developed using Claude, and especially the free version of the Claude. So there were a lot of iterations again and again and again. So once in a while I used to get out of the limits, and then I have to wait for 5-6 hours so that I can start working on it again. So this is from where I basically started it. So this was the basic version, ABC, and abc@gmail.com. Enter the app, and this is from where we begin. So this was the MVP, and then I basically add some features to it, add some UI UX thing to it, added the name, the theme on which the context unfolded logo is based, and that's how we basically came up with this version. So this was probably version 6 or 7 if I can recall so far, but yes, this is phase 1. We will be adding more features to it in phase 2, especially a feature where 2 or 3 members of the same team can collaborate together, because that is not something which you can use in this phase right now. So yes, that's about it. If you are interested in trying this out, because I'm pretty sure that this tool will be very, very helpful for you. So if you want to try this out, please fill up the Google form that I have shared in the description, and I will be happy to share this file or this tool with you. So thank you so much for watching this video. We will keep coming with other interesting videos about contracts. So thank you so much.